Hello, how are you? Very nice, very good. Which school you are?
Bluebells.
You go good teachers?
Yes, sir.
All teachers are good or one good? Everybody is good. Ah, you're diplomatic. How many of you want to become engineers? How many of you guys want to become political leaders? One, two.
He's perhaps one of India's first people president, more specifically a president who's made a unique connect with the children of this country. Sir, thanks very much for joining us on this session, which we believe will be very interactive for all of us here. Through this program, which is really a first on Indian television, we are connecting people here in Delhi and across from all over the country here. We're going to ask questions direct to the president. In fact, let me take no more time. Let me begin this interaction straight away. First question, who's going to ask? Go ahead, ma'am.
Sir, you are a poet, an eminent scientist, an icon of knowledge, a supreme commander of force, president of India. So many roles, sir. Which one you like the most?
It's a beautiful question. You know, one thing in life, you will be happy. Whatever profession, whatever mission you do, you start liking it, okay? Once you start liking it, every job you will start liking it. The best performance comes out. Whatever job task, you start liking it, okay? So you can be a poet, you can be the challenge, you know. What is needs is to handle any, a challenge to handle any problems. That comes out of once you start liking a job. Okay?
Right. In fact, I'm sure many of you are aware that the president, after completing his aeronautical engineering, had two professions in front of him. One was at the level of a technical production, and the other at the Indian Air Force, sir. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Indian Air Force, you know, I was involved, not straight away Indian Air Force. Of course, I want to become a pilot. I had a dream to become a pilot. And I went in 1958 for pilot selection, okay? Yeah, pilot selection. And so I was not selected because 9 candidates they wanted. I was a 10th fellow. If one fellow medically something problem, I would have got it, but everybody fortunately got through, so I was not selected. So it was it was really, when you are a young fellow, you get a disappointment. But disappointment should not defeat you. Yeah, I had a teacher. All of you know down, my teacher told me, his name is Professor Satish Dhawan. He told me, if you do not do anything, no problem. Isn't it? If you not do anything, no problem. Right? You all agree? But if you do a mission, if you do a great thing, there will be big problems. But at no time, you should allow problem to be your captain or a master. Who should become the master of the problem and defeat the problem and succeed. Okay?
So failure is not the end of the world. You have to continue to strive ahead.
That's what happened. Then afterwards, instead of flying in the aircraft, I started making aircraft and rockets and missiles. Okay?
I think we have another question on a similar line then. Shresh, go ahead.
You know, but the Indian society at large gives a lot of emphasis on success. But in the United States of America, for every successful tech company like Google, Amazon, eBay, Yahoo, you've got many companies which never took off really, the tech bust, so to say. So actually you have to fail to hit success big time. But you know, do you think India is ready to celebrate the effort rather than the success?
Well, see, this is it's a trait, you know, it's a character. As a national character, how do you take the failure? For example, you take my case, 1979, we launched a satellite launch vehicle to put a satellite in the orbit, okay? Satellite in the orbit. And instead of satellite putting in the orbit, the whole rocket went into Bay of Bengal, okay? 1979, it was a failure, okay? But what happened, this the type of I had at that time Professor Satish Dhawan, he was my chairman, and we were very busy. Why the failure took place? We worked hard for 3 months and found out there's a reason for the failure, and we corrected, and nation was prepared for the failure. And then next year, by July 1980, we launched the SLV-3 satellite launch vehicle. The Rohini satellites went into orbit. Okay, it's a success. So our nation also can celebrate success, and at the same time, it can withstand the failure.
President Kalam, we have a lot of questions from people and children who are actually across the country. I think we can play out some of those questions. We have a question from Hyderabad, question from Bhopal, question from Jammu.
Namaste sir, I am speaking from Andhra Pradesh. My name is K. Rajendra. I am studying at Nallakunta School, AP. Sir, I came to know that you are from middle class. Then how did you become a scientist? I want to become a scientist like you.
Sir, keeping you as an idol, what tips should we keep in our mind to be like you?
I'm Rahul Majumdar of JK Public School, Jammu. Sir, my question to you is, what is the secret behind your success?
Right, so what's the secret behind your success, President Kalam?
Number one, you have to continuously acquire the knowledge. Knowledge acquisition is one of the very important characteristics of a successful human being. Knowledge comes from parents, good friends, from library, a good teacher, and internet now. Second one, sweat. See, sweat means your hard work, okay? Hard work. That is, the hard work and the acquisition of knowledge. These are two primary qualities, and it will lead you to what you want to achieve. Now, will you repeat what I am going to say? Repeat, all of you. Repeat. Dream transforms into thoughts. Thoughts result into action.
Right, President Kalam, we have two questions here. One of them is from Bhopal, and you'll be able to see it here.
How many times did you get punished in your school?
I have told you, father punished me once. In school also I got it. Okay,
Yes.
school also I got it.
Okay, I think
Twice I got it.
Right, we have another question here from Arshia. Yes, Arshia, ask the question.
You're known as a simple man living in a single room. How do you utilize the 315 rooms of the Rashtrapati Bhavan?
Well, I have, they say there is a 315 rooms, an illusion. It's an illusion because most of the rooms are occupied, not only Rashtrapati Bhavan, many of the ministries here, number of ministries, they are doing work here for their ministry, for their department. And so it is always busy. We got a beautiful guest house also. People come and stay and work here, and it's a very lively place. You also can come and stay here.
Oh, that's an invitation of a lifetime. We'll just go into a quick break on this special program on CNN IBN. As we said, it's called All the President's Children. And just some things for you to ponder on as we go into a break. Some facts about the Rashtrapati Bhavan, about President Kalam, which I don't know whether you know or not. But when we come back, we're going to look at 2020. President Kalam did mention it in this segment. But remember, it's not a figure. As he himself said, it's perhaps the second vision for India. Stay with us. On this special program, as we said, we are calling it All the President's Children. When we went into the break in the previous segment, we told that word to you, 2020. Well, friends of the president often call him the best bridge between politicians and scientists. In fact, many say technocrats seldom have this talent. So when the president actually outlined his 2020 dream, we had lots of questions, lots of minds got ignited. The first question to Parul.
Sir, do you think your vision for 2020 will be successful by 2020?
Well, it is successful for one single reason. That reason, main reason, there are 540 million people, youth in India, 54% of the people in your age, okay, below 20. So this youth is a very powerful resource. So ignited mind of the youth is the most powerful resource on the earth, above the earth, under the earth. All of you repeat. Ignited mind of youth is the most powerful resource on the earth, above the earth, and under the earth.
President, tell me, how did you actually arrive at 2020? How did you conceptualize it?
Well, 2020, if you have eye vision, 2020, the best vision, okay? Physiologically, 2020 is supposed to be the best vision for the child has got that, 2020. So we believe that India is a developing country and it needs at least a decade and a half to become a developed nation because there are many things have been done. 5 areas: agriculture, food processing, education, healthcare, information communication technology, and infrastructure development, self-reliance, critical technology. All these 5 areas simultaneously we have to process. We need some time.
Right. So the idea has definitely captured the imagination of many children, many Indians. But I think there are some views, there are some fears of what perhaps could be the stumbling blocks in 2020. Amba, you have a question.
The youth today is moving westward. How can they be made to realize that India itself has very rich potential?
See, I personally believe Indian children, Indian grown up have got certain civilizational heritage, a value system. You can have a dress, outside dress, you can behave, you can hear certain music, but the civilizational heritage is a genetic. As long as we have got a value system that is going to continue. I am not afraid the Western influence, okay? Western influence, you can change the dress, but it cannot change your thinking.
President Kalam, children today are extremely politically conscious. In fact, when we were interacting with them and we asked them about 2020, the reality check that they did, I think corruption came out to be a big issue there. We have 2 questions. Let's take them both simultaneously. First, you go, Ipsa.
Today, politics is considered as a filthy game, and many of the politicians are corrupt. So, sir, according to you, what influence does this have on the youth?
Rijwal, why don't you also give your question?
Alright, sir. My question is, how can a child like me remember the ethics in this unethical society?
We are a billion people, right? Billion people live in about 200 million houses. Each house, minimum 4 or 5, okay? Now, most of Indians, we assume they are good guys, corruption-free people. But there are some people, corrupt people, okay? Assume 50 million people are corrupt, 50 million houses is corrupt. Now, my suggestion was the daughter or son of the house should go to the father, mother, don't do that. It's not good. My teacher teaches me corruption is bad. My grandfather, grandmother also told me corruption is bad. Why do you do that? Now I ask the children, 50,000 children about, will you tell your parents? Then I asked parents, if your children come and tell you, unfortunately if you are corrupt, will you obey your children? Will you take the words of your children? What do you say, children? What do you say? Will you be an instrument to remove the corruption? Yes? Yes, you lift your hand. How many of you I want to see? Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Now, a big revolution taking place. The corrupt father will be danger, corrupt mother will be danger.
So all parents be aware. I have a very special guest here, President Kalam. She's come all the way from Nagaland. I can't pronounce her name right, so she's going to do it and she's also going to ask the question. Go ahead.
Sir, my name is A.P.J.A.Kalam and my question and my question is, on the Indo-Naga talks, the children of Nagaland request you to ensure that we have lasting peace in our homeland.
They are young minds. Do
you
feel they're growing up too quickly?
I have visited Nagaland number of times. I visited after becoming the president. very bright people, Nagaland, and Nagaland children ask me a lot of questions, and definitely you will have a peace. We are all working for it. Okay.
Right. Politics affects all of them, President Kalam. Some of the students in Kashmir are really praying and looking towards you. They have a small request. We'll just play out that request on the screen.
Mr. President, I want to ask you, why is not India having a common board of exam for the students? Because we the Kashmiris usually have the exams during the October, while rest of the country is having during the March. And when after 12th class we go for seeking admissions in different states, we face a lot of problems there.
I believe, I am advocating that irrespective of multi-language system, we need a central education, a central examination system, and I am advocating at that moment. I hope I will succeed.
We have two questions from Guwahati. I think we'll play them out on the screen. They are in Assamese, so I'll probably translate them for you. More than questions, I think they are requests. So why don't we hear them first?
Namaskar, Rashtrapati Mahoday. মোৰ নাম শ্ৰী মমি মেধি। মই জানিব বিচাৰিছো যে আমাৰ অসমৰ বহু স্কুলতো কম্পিউটাৰ আছে, কিন্তু আমাৰ গীতানগৰ এমই স্কুলত এতিয়ালৈকে কম্পিউটাৰৰ ব্যৱস্থা হৈ উঠা নাই। ইয়াৰ বিষয়ে আপুনি কিবা দিব পাৰিবনে?
নমস্কাৰ মাননীয় ৰাষ্ট্ৰপতি মহোদয়া, মোৰ নাম শ্ৰী ধীৰাজ বৰা। আমাৰ স্কুলত কিছু খেলা বস্তু নাই, সেই কাৰণে আপুনি কিবা সজুলি ব্যৱস্থা কৰিছে যদি আমাক দিব পাৰে।
I will see something done for them. That's all I can say. Definitely the Muni, first name
yes,
is Muni. Second one?
Second one is Dheeraj Bora.
Bora. So I will ensure something is done for these both kids and
right.
their schools.
Thank you so much, President. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, our final segment, a chance for all of you to ask the question to the President, the scientist, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, everyone. Stay with us. Time for you to ask your questions directly to the President. Remember, it's also perhaps the time the President will ask you some questions. Everybody has to be prepared with answers. Okay, first question.
Sir, how do you assess the last 4 years of your presidency?
I will say that I targeted two things, okay? Two things. Number one, that India as a developed nation before 2021 mission. I will say this is this marketing process going in full steam, and definitely I am happy about the outcome. Second one, I had a mission to meet lot of children. Up to yesterday, I have met 1 million children throughout the country. And what you get out of meeting the children, always one can ask. And I got three things. One is, children believe that India can become a developed nation. That is, we can do it. That's number one. Number two, they have a less bias in the world because you are just growing, your bias factor is low. Number three, you have got enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a big force for the growth of the nation.
But tell me, President, have you matured as a politician in these past years? I know you've spoken publicly on Bihar at a function, but are you enjoying it?
I prefer in politics, I talked in parliament also, political politics you do in a political life 30%.
Okay.
70% you must do developmental politics. That is India 2020, parties, political parties should fight. No, I will do it 10 years. Another party will say I will do it 15 years. That's called political politics.
Yes.
But if they spend more time on in development politics, that is the competing each other, right. How fast you can do development, that is a development politics. That's a good one.
Right.
But the political politics increases from 30%, 40, 50, that's not good for the country.
Right. So development politics, but tell me, President, will you be open to another term as President if it was offered?
I have something calling me, Basically, I'm a teacher. Teaching calling me, come, 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 come. So as soon as I finish my term, July 2007, I'll be with my students.
Oh, you're going to go back to your students. I'm sure all the students are going to love it. I think there are some personal questions that they want to ask. Go ahead.
Do you pray?
Do you pray?
Do you pray?
Well, I pray because prayer is a very important component. My father, 103 years he lived, and till that last period he was praying 5 times. I pray.
Right, President Kalam, thanks very much for being a part of this interaction. We've had a great time. It's been truly an inspiring session.
Yeah.
And now it's the best part of this program. The floor is open. All of you get a chance to interact with the President. I believe some of you have got poems, notes. So, can we ask all of them to move forward, President Kalam?
Yeah, yes, you move forward. Not all, some. You come as